The spirits of just men made perfect. Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 23. To the general assembly and church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven, and to God the judge of all, and to the spirits of just men made perfect. It is argued by most Christians that the spirits of just men made perfect refers to immortal spirits or souls of the departed. The same writer to the Hebrews expressly states that the great cloud of witnesses catalogued in chapter 11, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promises, God having provided something better for us, that they, without us, should not be made perfect. Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 39 and 40. In chapter 12, the writer uses the perfect tense to describe an event yet future but assured. The spirits of just men made perfect. This mode of expression is a common feature of the scriptures and is clearly stated in Romans chapter 4 verses 16 and 17. Therefore it is of faith that it might be according to grace, so that the promises might be sure to all the seed, not only to those who are of the law, but also to those who are of the faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all. As it is written, I have made you a father of many nations, in the presence of him whom he believed, God, who gave life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as though they did. Romans chapter 4 verses 16 and 17. Compare also Revelation chapter 13 and verse 8. Christ was not literally slain from the foundation of the world. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 34. The kingdom is not yet established. When will the spirits of just men be made perfect? Not until after resurrection and judgment, when immortality is granted. See 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10. Compare the letter to the Philippians chapter 3 and verses 9 to 12. Not that I have already obtained this or am already perfect, but I press on to make it my own, because Christ Jesus has made me his own. A person is justified, made righteous by acquiring the great salvation of the gospel at his baptism. See Romans chapter 6 verses 3 and 4 and compare verses 17 and 18 and Romans chapter 4 and verse 24. The law of Moses could not make the offender of sacrifices perfect. See Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 1. But Christ by one offering has perfected for ever them that are sanctified. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 14. The spirit or life of the believer is not made perfect until he has endured unto the end, overcoming the world. See Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13, Revelation chapter 2 and verses 26 and 27. But God can speak of believers coming unto the spirits of just men made perfect, since known to him are all his works from the beginning of the world. Acts chapter 15 and verse 18. In actuality, the spirits will not be made perfect until the granting of immortality at the Lord's return. The word spirit can mean lives or life. The life of a person is manifested in the kind of life lived, the character of the person. Hence, spirits made perfect refers to the lives of persons made perfect.